that's where you actually make the money, and that's where you get the best results, is because they convert, because they are already... What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Kevin Jacob here for Build Vision. If you guys are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Basically, I'm a former digital marketer who's now taking his skill set, tool belt. I don't know why I'm talking in third person, by the way, but I'm taking everything I've learned and giving it to you guys, being this kind of force that I needed when I was coming up and trying to make money with photography and doing things that I actually enjoy doing on a daily basis, instead of trying to conform to a 9-to-5 or, listen to all the naysayers and stuff. So if you guys are interested in learning how you can actually leverage your passion even more, make sure you subscribe, stick around. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how you can better market your photography business, or if you're just an individual as an independent contractor or freelance, whatever it might be, and some unique photography business ideas that we can kind of jump into. Now, I want to start just by outlining a process for you guys. It's a simple, basic model that you can kind of see, maybe get a little insight as to how you can get more clients, where you can kind of leverage your own material, your own content that you can produce. Now, I will suggest that you are making content on social media, whether that just be posting your photos to Instagram or Facebook, but you definitely want to have something so you're consistently putting out content so people can see new and updated, fresh stuff. So jumping right into it, let's just go over the diagram that I have planned out. Also, make sure you guys are sticking around until the end of the video. Reason being is I'm going to give you a different business model that's going to be kind of interesting and new, in a way that you can actually get clients using paid and free methods that you guys just have to wait and see. I'll show you then, but make sure you stick around. So jumping into it. So of course, we have 3 different outcomes of how you can actually generate traffic. I want you guys to think of this as, this is where your traffic's coming from, this is where it's flowing to, and what you're actually going to do. And I'm going to kind of explain, what to do in each step. So organic, of course, that's going to be content, that's blog posts, that's going to be Instagram posts, that's going to be potentially posting on like Groupon and places like that. That's a huge key. If you guys aren't on Groupon or those local apps where you can get local business, make sure you get on there. I'm telling you, that's one of those underrated things. Now, paid, of course, we're going to talk about the advertisements, from basically Facebook ads, Google AdSense, YouTube ads. We're going to kind of jump into it and how you can actually leverage that. Generated is going to be something that's going to be interesting, because it's going to be actually farming and producing eyeballs and getting eyeballs to your page manually and actually putting in the work, which is interesting, but all leading to basically this capture. And this capture doesn't necessarily mean that you're capturing them as a client or as a customer who's purchasing your services or products, whatever it might be, but a capture in the sense that they're associated with you, they know who you are, you have a good amount of rapport and trust with them, and it could be an email list, it could be that they're just following you, or inside of your Facebook group, potentially, something like that. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and how you can actually nurture them from this capture point, and where you should actually lead them to ensure that they're going to actually purchase and continue to purchase and continue that cycle. So let's start off with organic. Now, content, of course, is king in today's society. So if you guys are going to do blog posts, if you're going to do something where it's outside the normal realm of just social media, I would strongly suggest doing so. You want to make sure that you're doing things that when you are not even putting in work, people can still find your content, they can still find your stuff, and that kind of where SEO and ranking comes into play. If you guys want videos on SEO and how you can actually write better blog posts and rank for them for photography, let me know down in the comments below. But make sure you guys are doing Instagram, like I said, and make sure you're using, let's actually transfer over, and just make sure that you're using this location service, especially if it's a a local service that you're trying to get, or a local client. And I'll give you a perfect example right here. If you guys aren't following Build Vision on Instagram, please do so. We need the love. But for instance, if you see here's a post that I put up, and you can see this little location tag. I'm sure you guys have seen this all over, but that is critical. Make sure you're putting your location tag, even if you do like a crazy post that says something like, $40 for a photo shoot, or, whatever your ad is, make sure you're adding this location so that people in your area can go on this location, click on it, and then actually, see what happens when you click on it. It brings you to an explore page just for that location. So if you can get ranked on that explore page for that location, I apologize, that's not what I wanted to click on. But you see what I mean, or even the stories, anything like that, and then people are going to find you and they're going to associate you with that kind of area and get you more local clients. Then you're not driving all over, and you can do this for every single city that's surrounding or where you want to work. Just post like that ad and make that location, or even in your story, make it a location so that people are going to actually see it when they just try to discover that place. Now, moving on, of course, your posts. We will do a video on Instagram and how you can actually leverage the platform a little better, and where it is that you're going to get your people who are coming to the platform, following you, and then actually converting. As you guys can see by my Build Vision's Instagram, excuse me, I have a link tree set up. So of course you want to have things in the bio linking to basically this capture point that I was talking about earlier. And when they link to that capture point, of course, you see free, full teachings, blah, 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 all that stuff. And what that's basically doing is it's giving them an exchange of a free service, or excuse me, a free information product or something that's going to actually benefit them and help them in exchange for their email. And then I continuously send value to their email inbox. And that's where that capture comes into play. And the reason for a capture, moving into, since we got on this topic, capturing is going to allow you to get yourself seen, get yourself associated, and really reveal more about yourself on a personal level. So through email, you can, set up automations and campaigns to where you're actually going to tell a bit more about yourself as a photographer, why you love photography, some stories that you have, and get yourself to where it's not just a social media influencer or a photographer that they saw on Instagram. Make yourself a little more personal, actually connect with that client, and so that every time they're seeing you on social media, they're thinking back to that story or that personal connection that they've developed with you. So I have an idea for something that you can actually do if you're trying to, get clients who are trying to buy services as a photographer, and you want to think about things that you can give them for free so that they will opt in. But you want to go on a needs basis. So not something that they would want, but something that they would need. So for instance, if you're trying to find somebody who's looking for a photographer, you can put out a guide and say, hey, give me your email address and I will send you my free photography service checklist to make sure that, when you're identifying what photographer to use and who to actually look for, that you have this guide so you can, make a better decision or something like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow them to opt in. You're going to get their email, and then you can set up an automation to nurture and tell a little bit more about yourself, a little bit more about, how they can have better luck purchasing, and really just add value, make it so that you start off the relationship correctly and, on a good foot. And then later down the line, when you're nurturing, they'll see, if you're doing things correctly, of course, some sort of offer that you put, whether it be on social media or you do something through your email. Don't pitch right away. If they give you your email, don't send them, oh, you want to buy this service right away. Send them some value, get them a little warmed up so they don't unsubscribe right away. Now, moving into actually paid ads. So paid ads, you can do Google AdSense, which I will show you an example of right here. So when you're doing Google AdSense, you can basically make an AdWords account, and it's super simple. And then you look for keywords. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to actually rank for keywords and set up ads, if you're going to do ads on Google AdSense, to where it's a local place to where you can get people around you to actually leads and then generate those leads into becoming customers. So for instance, I searched Carlsbad photographer, city I live in, and this comes up ads. So if you guys have ever seen this is Google AdSense. This is the AdWords program where you can actually set a keyword. So this person actually set a keyword so that every time Carlsbad photographer is searched, she's going to list first as an ad. You guys can do the same thing for your city, whatever city, and I would just look. You can check if there's somebody already doing it by just searching simply that keyword, and then I will make another video on that if you guys want. Like I said, you got to leave in the comments, but really, so moving on to Facebook ads, I would say you can do local Facebook ads. You can do things that, the problem with Facebook ads is they're very good for retargeting. So, and that's not necessarily a problem, but the problem is that initial contact and initial briefing, unless you actually know the person or have seen them before, is not going to be very beneficial on Facebook. That's where a lot of people just start spending a bunch of money. They're trying to get engagement or trying to get things. But for local photography, you want to, you can play around and see, but I would definitely not suggest just throwing a bunch of money at the wall and hoping that something comes up from a Facebook ad. You can also do Instagram story ads, which, you literally, if you're holding up a video of you talking about your photography and your service, and kind of do some audience insights and stuff like that. If you guys really want more, I can go into an in-depth thing for audience insights on Facebook. But another one is going to be the YouTube ads. So say, for instance, you put together that free buying guide. If you publish an ad on a video, you make a video that's talking about how they can have a better experience buying and how you would love to help them with the process, so that when after they watch that video, they see your ad and they can click on your link. You want to make sure that you're getting that capture, you're getting things that are going to actually, the person is already interested in that topic. So with Instagram, it's a very visual platform, it's very fast, and you have to understand that people are probably going to come to your page, look at your posts, and then there's a possibility that they'll click the link in your bio if you do have an opt-in from there. But a platform like YouTube or Facebook, and Facebook groups especially, when people are trying to actually learn and they get into a certain topic, that's where you actually make the money, and that's where you get the best results, is because they convert, because they are already in that mindset of trying to learn, trying to find things. So if you offer more information that's valuable, they literally just soak it up. So I would be conscious of what platform you're on, and how much time they're actually going to spend looking at what you're putting in front of them. Now, moving into generated, this is a big key for local photographers who do not want to spend money. Not only should you be producing that content so that people can see it when you do drive them back to your page, but also I'm going to show you, there's things like on Facebook where it's Facebook Marketplace that you can literally join the group and go in the group, add value however you possibly can, and list your service. And that's literally just going to be you doing posts or generating, putting in the man hours. And I'll give you another example. My own Facebook group, make sure you guys are joining this as well. Make sure you're in here. I will link it in the actual description. So make sure you guys join this Facebook group. I have a free course in here. I have a bunch of stuff for you guys. Anyway, but what you can do is you can actually create a Facebook group and then go into other Facebook groups where people are looking for photographers or, local marketplaces, and then add people to your actual group by adding them as a friend and then adding them to the group, and just grow that organically. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to continuously to grow your Facebook group, and then you can actually do pin posts of what your services are or anything like that. So you can see there's an announcement. You can even do some sort of post here where they're clicking on it. And the nice thing about Facebook is people can literally purchase through Facebook, and that's just it. Like there's no off-site platform that they need to purchase from. They can literally purchase a photography service from you on Facebook, which is crazy. So you want to go into Facebook groups, add value, see where you can actually get people to interact with you and engage with you, be familiar with your name. Instagram following, you can go and just follow a bunch of local people that you are in your area but are following also a wedding page, or something that's really going to actually be targeted in your, and I don't mean go to them, and if they're following a wedding page, follow them, but if you are a wedding photographer, it might be beneficial. But go and comment, interact with them, especially the local people or wherever you're trying to work. You can do YouTube comments for things like that. There's local forums that you're going to go on, and beautiful benefit of all this is you don't have to go on there and expect nothing to happen, or just go and like you're talking. If you have something created where you have this ability to capture and get them to a point where you can nurture them and continuously talk to them, even if you're making one single video on YouTube talking about that, and you're sending them to that link, and then in that link, in that YouTube video description, you have all your social medias, and you're like, hey, follow me below, and you're doing one video, and all you're doing is when you're going out, you're commenting, answering great questions, and sending them back to that link so they can view the video, and then from viewing that video, they'll click the link, follow you, and you get more followers, more customers, more clients. And that's kind of the generated outcome when you put in the man hours, put in the work, or woman hours, excuse me. But really, and so within, I want to talk a bit more about that capture phase when you actually created some sort of informational product, or whatever it might be, to actually get their email and have a squeeze page, landing page. You can also do it on Facebook. You can have it to where, if they enter in their Facebook information on that group that you have, basically you give them an exchange where you send them, that thing on Messenger or wherever it might be. But there's so many different options where you can kind of exchange, your value and what you actually have to offer for knowledge, something that's going to benefit their need, in exchange for them being a part and accustomed to you as just a person rather. In the nurture phase, you're going to continue to send them content from your actual organic section. So that's Instagram posts, that's YouTube videos, that can be literally if you're writing an email telling a story, include 3 bullet points of what they can do today, or something that they should look for in a photographer, something like that, that's really going to get their mindset in the mood of purchase before you actually pitch something. I usually suggest doing at least 4 emails or 4 interactions where it's something a bit more personal before you actually try to pitch and sell them something. So I hope that truly helped, guys. I really hope you go and implement some of these things. I know I babbled for a while and kind of was spread out and sporadic, but I really hope you pulled something from this. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe below. The one idea that I had for you guys to make sure you stuck around was to go into basically a Facebook page, create your own page, and make it so that you have an opt-in on that page. You don't even have to use ClickFunnels, LeadFunnels, whatever software you want, and just use it on Facebook. Use that as an opt-in page. Research, make it happen, and just exchange and continue to nurture. Get their eyeballs on your content, on your stuff as much as possible. It doesn't even have to be about purchasing or photography. Just make sure that they're getting their eyeballs on your content, they're being associated with you. I hope you guys truly enjoyed. Let me know what other videos to make down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.